guys, so I'm here. My name is Fitz-Ann Marie, also known as Simply Sweet on every social media. Check them out if you haven't already. I'm here to tell my story. At the age of 5 months, my parents discovered that I have sickle cell disease. Many people don't even know what it is. Many people have never heard of it in their entire lives. So I'm here to give you a little bit of background. Me living with sickle cell. If you do have sickle cell disease, this is only my perspective. As you know, everybody's situation is different. So I'm just giving my point of view. So, basics. What is sickle cell? Sickle cell is basically a blood disorder where your blood cells are crescent shaped. So they look like crescent moons rather than round like they're supposed to. They look like crescent moons. They're sickled, which is where the name comes from. It is a blood disorder and it has numerous effects. So a person with sickle cell disease or sickle cell anemia is more iron focused. Disease is straightforward disease. I'm not anemic anymore. My iron levels are controlled, so now I just have the disease. So where does it come from? My mother and my father, they both have the trait. The trait is, think of it as the gene, half the disease, half of the disease. So 1/2 and 1/2 make a whole. And that's how I was born. Yay! Best part. The best creation ever. No, I'm joking. But 2 halves made a whole, and I came out with full-blown sickle cell disease. It affects everyone differently. But for myself, what I have to continuously do, you have to keep hydrated. You have to keep hydrated. If you're not hydrated, then your cells won't flow properly. You have to dress warm. So living in Toronto, right, today is supposed to be 12 degrees, okay? 12 degrees, which to normal people is like, ooh, it's hot outside. If you have sickle cell, you know it's not like that. You're like, yep, grab that jacket, grab that scarf too, and maybe them gloves, because it's not that easy. We can't just get up and go outside and be content with life. No, it doesn't work that way for us. So I've been wearing my jacket and my scarf still. You have to keep oxygen flowing through your body. So taking deep breaths is the number one thing they tell you to do all the time. Take deep breaths. Take deep breaths all the time. Especially when you're having a pain crisis. I'll get to what a pain crisis is later. But you can't overexert yourself. So I used to run track, play ball, play soccer, play everything under the blue sun. And I used to get sick a lot. Like a lot. I can't do that anymore because when you're running and when you're keeping active, I'm not saying you can't keep active. That is one of the main things that you're supposed to do. But when you take it a step too far and you don't drink I used to like run track and then run around in the playground and then run here and run there and still not drink because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be like all my friends who weren't sick, right? So I wouldn't drink anything, and the next day I'd be in a pain crisis. So a pain crisis is basically where, for myself, is what I've known to be like all the cells, since they're all like sickled, they all get stuck in one portion just get stuck and entangled in one portion of the vein per se. And in that happening, it signals to your brain that something is wrong, and then you get pain. For many people with sickle cell, pain can be anywhere, can cause anything. For me, I get my pain in my lower back, in my legs, in my arms, So if it's really cold, my joints will start to act up. Because we can't be in the cold weather. We always have to be warm. So even in the summertime, you'll see me with a sweater just in case. Because them ACs in them places, I'm just saying, they get cold. What else? Usually my eyes get really yellow. It happens to many people living with sickle cell. When I was younger, everybody used to be like, oh, you're jaundiced, you're jaundiced. No, I have sickle cell. So basically, your cells break down in 100 or so days or something like that. I don't remember exactly the number, don't quote me on this. But when you have sickle cell, your cells break down at a more rapid pace. So instead of like 130 days, just saying, not real facts, your cells, my cells, would break down in like 20 days, 29 days, 30 days. And because they keep breaking down, you have to keep replacing them, and more sickled cells are formed, right? But your eyes and your hands and your skin will be yellow because when the cells keep breaking down like that, they give off a dye. And it basically turns the whitish parts of your body yellow. So usually it's in my eyes. They're super yellow. Sometimes. I'm fine. I'm 22 now, and starting from 5 months to 22, that's a big step. There's a lot that people don't understand about sickle cell, that people don't know about sickle cell. And not a lot of people are very intrigued. This disease is as severe as cancer, and no one thinks of it that way. They think, oh, it just affects a bunch of, like, it's normally known for affecting black people, but that's not the case. I know Turkish people who have the disease. I know Asian people who have the disease. So that stigma, out. That's not it anymore. For the most part, I'm healthy. I have to take medication every single day. I have to take vitamins. I have to take upkeep medicines. I have to take aspirin just for my blood to flow normally. So it's always an upkeep situation, but once you've come to that point where upkeep is 100%, wherever you may be at, you can live with this disease. I told you that to come talk to me because I defeat that stigma. I don't believe in that. That doesn't work. When you have sickle cell, it comes with a lot of complications. I have sickle cell and I have a heart murmur, so my heart is irregular, like the beats are irregular. I have breathing issues, so I can barely walk up some stairs without panting. I have lung issues. You can have your bone density is not as great all the time. You might have to have hip surgery at some point. I know people as young as 12 who's done it, and I know people who got to like 30 and didn't have to do it until then. There's so many effects, so many complications, but there's so many amazing people out there living with this disease. T-Boz, TLC. Who doesn't remember TLC? Everybody knows TLC. Everybody knows T-Boz. She's out there living with it, and she makes it known. This video wasn't to make anyone feel bad or not to make anybody feel sorry for me. I don't do pity. I don't do pity very well. But this was just to bring awareness, because you may have heard of it, you may not know what it is. You may know what it is. But the thing is, everybody's situation is different, and this is just my situation. But I have sickle cell disease. I have pain almost every day. I was having pain before I started this video, and I was like, suck it up, we're going on. I have to take like 12 medicines a day just to live good. I have to bring a water bottle everywhere I go. I have to bring a sweater everywhere I go. I still have to bring a sweater. There's just stuff you can't help. But I'm living with it. I'm living with it. And so can everyone else. There's so many people living with it. Everything's possible. And this was just to get the word out. At least we're making progress. Many people are living with this disease and living good with this disease. So it's never a negative thing. Never a negative thing. There's always a positive, and this is my positive. Sharing my story with you guys. Many people say you don't live past 30. I know people who are 70 still kicking with sickle cell, so don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do it. This is for those who have sickle cell, who don't have sickle cell. You may have a different disease. These were just the basics of sickle cell, but you may have a different disease. Don't ever let someone tell you that you can't do anything. My parents probably thought I wasn't going to make it this far. I'm 22. And this was my story. So I just thank you guys for watching. I thank you for listening. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for listening. So spread the word. Share this video with someone who doesn't know what it is. Share this video with someone who may have heard about it but doesn't understand it. Let them know. Like, subscribe, comment. Any questions, comment, and I will try to answer them. And if I still can't answer them, anybody in the comments with sickle cell, help me out here. Help me out. They'll do it. It's a whole community of us. We're good. But I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, whatever that may be.